Hello. So in this 5 minute series, okay, we are completing covering the syllabus topic by topic. We'll complete the entire syllabus. And so the first topic that we discussed, okay, previous video. Um, Again, you can copy the sentences from our study material. The yellow lines we'll do in the first round. The pink lines we'll do in the second round. Okay. So I will discuss these things in detail once we start our lectures, our modus operandi and all. And again we have given something, discuss these things in our orientation also. Okay, so again now we are talking to this topic, social and common sense. Okay, very interesting simple topic, social and common sense. Okay, so let's start with this example. What is common sense? Common sense is what simply what people generally believe. Okay, so let's take the case of UPSC, our exam, our own exam. Okay, so first is, if you want to prepare for UPSC, you talk to people. Okay, they say that first case UPSC is difficult to clear. Okay, UPSC is difficult to clear, and you get to know that from society, from your friends, from surroundings. Okay, UPSC is difficult to clear. You just check that. Okay, you Google that, or you talk to people, maybe, right? Then you come to know that yes, UPSC is difficult to clear. Okay, that basic kind of research, simply speaking, talking to people, trying to verify, that is sociology, simple sense. Okay, so one is UPSC is difficult to clear. Sometimes you will also hear that UPSC is impossible to clear. When you start preparing, you talk to people, UPSC is impossible to clear, you won't clear that, it is impossible, it is not for human beings, right? Like you, right? Something like that. Common sense. Okay, can you see that, you hear that from society, common sense. But when you verify that, you try to maybe Google that, or you come to know that your senior from a college has cleared this exam, or someone from your village, someone from your district. That means what they say UPSC is impossible to clear is wrong. Okay, so initially if you say the UPSC is difficult to clear, common sense, okay, that is fine, UPSC is difficult to clear. The second one is UPSC is impossible to clear. Okay, but that is in common sense. But when you verify that, you find that that is wrong. That means some things that is in society. Okay, that is something that form part of our society, that can be right, then can be wrong also. The point is that we need to purify that. So simply speaking, sociology and common sense share this kind of relationship. Okay, sometimes common sense can be right. This one, I think you know this Venn diagrams, right? We'll discuss in detail in our lectures. Okay, sociology, common sense. Okay, sometimes common sense can be right even if you verify that social and common sense tend to be same. Okay, sometimes common sense can be wrong also. Okay, so the mixing zone is what those things where sociology and common sense agree. Okay, so that in here you see that, right, UPSC is difficult to clear, it's common in both. Yes, it's difficult to clear, but UPSC is impossible to clear, that is in common sense. But when you study it sociologically, right, you understand that that is wrong. Actually it is difficult to clear, but it's not impossible to clear, right? So that is how it happens. So what happens is, sociology, you understand here that common sense gives data to sociology. Okay, we get information from our society. For example, you take the case of women. People say that women, they are physically inefficient, they are mentally not, the capable of adorning maybe higher level positions like chief executive officer, manager, they won't perform. But when you just take some examples, okay, when you do some research, that is sociology, we find that, okay, it's not because they are physically inefficient, or if it's not that because they are mentally incapable. But there are people like their German chancellor Angela Merkel, or then our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, then Sushma Swaraj. Okay, so people like them, women like them, though, who have performed, who are executed, okay, who have materialized or who have executed their responsibilities so well. So you understand that what, then whatever you come to know about in the society, okay, sometimes that may be wrong. Okay, so here if you say physical inefficiency or mental incapability, that's not the issue. Actually, when you do a research, you understand that the main issue is patriarchy. Women are not getting actual chances, they are not able to work. Again, movies, you know that, right? Me Too movement. Okay, Me Too movement, you would have heard this song recently, which was in news. Okay, Chinmay is singing this song, right? Then again news, right, that song. Okay, Me Too movement, right? So when given chances, they are also performing well. Okay, different again, we talked about Nirmala Sitharaman, right? Like that. So physical inefficiency or mental incapability, that's common sense thought. When you do a research, we understand that there are people who have performed very well. So the issue is of patriarchy. Okay, so that is sociological understanding. So here you see, common sense gives data to sociology. Again, UPSC is tough or impossible to clear. Common sense is giving us data. We are doing some research and saying that we correct that stereotypes, correct those gossips, corrects our stereotypes and says that UPSC is not impossible, it is possible. The issue say that it is difficult. We say that women, it's not that it's about physical inefficiency or mental incapability. There are women who performed very well. The issue is of not physical inefficiency or mental incapability. The issues of patriarchy, right? So this is the difference between social and common sense. Common sense is what? Common sense, that sense among commons, okay, what generally we see among people. Okay, common sense, it may be right, it may not be right. But what is sociology? It's a basically discipline, simply saying, or it has theory, concepts like BA, courses like BA and MA. It has research also. Okay, this is how we learn. Okay, social and common sense. Sometimes common sense can be right, sometimes common sense can be wrong. So their relation is something like this. Okay, sometimes that can be that mixing zone also will be there. Then when we come to research, the actual question happens that when we come to research, when we take selection, even in our PhD also, even my case or my friends, okay, in our case, what happens is that how we get topic selection, how do we research, how society influences us. This is again connected. Okay, so it's a very interesting topic. Okay, and how to again solve this issue of common sense, right? If you just always blindly follow common sense, you will end up falling in many traps. Okay, I mean, you will have to face many difficulties. Okay, so how to handle the issue of common sense in your life? Okay, how you verify those things? Okay, so if you blindly follow common sense, you may fall up in, you may end up in many traps. Okay, many difficulties. So how you manage that common sense, how you can overcome the issue of common sense in your life and research forms the core of this topic. Okay, so it's all about in 5 minutes. Thank you. This will come with another topic. Thank you.